wonderful lovelies. How's everyone out there doing today? I hope you're having a fantabulous day. My name is Jenny and welcome to my channel. I have a tag video that my friend Tina had. I know she did the video. She might have tagged me. I don't remember. I know I watched it. It's been a while. So Tina, if you did tag me, I think you did. I don't know. It's been so long, so I apologize. It's taken me a while to get here. I don't even have answers. I have not looked at the questions for so long, so it's going to be like right out of my mouth, like bam, look at the question and give you an answer. So this should be good because I might have to like think for a minute. Okay, this is an influencers I don't trust, brands I don't trust, the Truthful YouTuber Tag video. There are 16 questions. Let's get at it. Okay, the first one. Have you ever received a product, tried it, didn't like it, and then decided not to review it? No, I haven't. Everything that I've gotten, let's see, have you ever received a product, tried it, didn't like it, and then decided not to review it? No, I haven't. No, I don't think so. Not that I know of. Have you ever received a product, tried it, didn't like it, and then decided not to review it? I'm like thinking in my head right now. Received a product. Maybe I should look at these questions beforehand so I can really think about them. Have you ever received a product, tried it, didn't like it? No, because if I don't like it, I tell you guys. That way you guys know that if I like it. I mean, literally, I have stuff here that I don't like, and I'll let you guys know. Number 2, product to use it alone, but don't show it or use online. Well, like, I don't do my foundation online, and I don't do my eyebrows online. I do have a video here where I've done my eyebrows. I would say probably those. My mascara I don't do online. I don't like do that. I don't do that on video, but I do it off camera. So I would probably say those kind of things. But I do tell you what I use. I would say those. Number 3, product you want but won't buy because you don't support the brand. I really don't have anything. If I want to, if I have the money, I get it. There's really no brands I don't support. I'm not a big fan of the Too Faced brand because I just don't. I really don't support that brand. But I still buy products because I buy products for the product, not for the brand. I'm just not a very big fan of the brand. But I know they've kicked some people out, so they're trying to make themselves better. So that's not really no. Do you have any blocked words? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But I do have a filter where, like, if people try to, I don't know if that's another question or not. I don't think it's another question. I haven't looked at it. Do you have any blocked words? I have like a filter. Like if people try to leave comments to where they're trying to link porn sites and things like that, I have that blocked. Do you delete comments? If so, why? That kind of goes back to that one. I don't delete any comments. Some things go to my spam folder, and sometimes they're good things. Like some people will like comment good stuff, and I'll be like, why are they in my spam folder? And I have no idea why. So I'll like go through and like check them, and then I'll put them in my regular folder. And I've had some things slip through that are like, dating sites or whatever, and I'll have to delete those. So those kind of things I delete. Do you block people? No, I don't block anybody. I've never had to block anybody. Even on Instagram, I've never blocked anyone. I've never had to do that. But I've had people block me for no reason. There was a girl that blocked me because she asked me, and I want to tell you this story because it really hurt me. Like it hurt me bad. She asked my advice about cancer. We talked about, and I'm sorry I'm calling you out. I'm not going to say your name. And if you're watching, this really hurt me deep. We were talking about cancer because that's how I started my channel. It was about my breast cancer journey. And she asked me, she could ask me about cancer. And I said, of course, that's what I'm here for, to talk about cancer. And we start talking about cancer. She had different type of cancer. And we were talking back and forth, having a great rapport. Like, how do you get through it and stuff like that. And I told her it was really hard, but I had a great support team. I had my stepsister came with me to my chemo, but both of my parents had passed away from cancer, and my husband came when he could, but he couldn't all the time because he worked. My son he missed a lot of school to be with me in some of my sessions. But then my last part of my chemo, after I had like my radiation I went to by myself. He came, I think my husband came to one appointment, and my son went to one of my appointments. Other than that, I went to all my radiation alone because it's quick. You know, radiation is quick. And then I met some friends, or became my friends, during my last 12 treatments of my chemo, and I didn't have anybody at those except my friends. They were there at the same time I was, and that's how I met them. And we start talking about that, and all of a sudden she like flipped on me, and I had asked her, like, she had an appointment, and I said, how did your appointment go? And she like started calling me every name in the book, telling me it was none of my business, that she didn't have a trust fund, and she was not a rich bitch, and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know where that came from, because I didn't have anything. When my parents died, when my mom died, I had nothing. She left me an insurance policy that I turned around and gave to my stepdad for him to bury her. So I had nothing. I came from nothing. My mom died of cancer. My dad died of cancer, and my stepdad died a year ago. So I don't know where she got that from, but I had nothing. So, you know, I didn't have my parents to fall back on. I didn't have them to talk to when I had cancer. So she blocked me after calling me every name in the book. So I have no idea where that came from. So no, I don't block anybody. So that story had nothing to do with anything, but I had to tell you about that because it hurt. That really hurt. Anyway, have you ever lied about a product to stay on good terms with the brand? No, never. I give my honest opinion about every single thing. You guys know that. I always give my honest opinion about every brand, every subscription box, every item I've ever used. And I don't have like any brand sending me things. So, you know, my face blenders are the only thing that's ever sent me anything, and then I won a couple giveaways. Other than that, and I love my face blenders, but, you know, and I have an affiliate link with Juno, but I tell you the way I think about things, and you guys should know that, because there's some things about them I don't like, and I tell you. But other than that, I don't have brands send me stuff yet. But if you want to, if you're watching this video and you want to send me stuff, you can send it to me. I would love to have it, but I'm going to give my honest opinion. Just letting you know. Have you ever initially liked a product when you reviewed it and then changed your mind but didn't let your audience know? I don't think so. I've used stuff and then I turn around and tell you later what I think about it. I don't know if there was anything that I actually liked and then turn around and didn't like it. I don't think so. I don't remember. I think there was like a foundation or something that I might have liked a lot and then turn around and didn't like it as much. But I've talked about that. Like, I used to love my Juvia's Place, and now I don't like it as much because I just don't like that heavy full coverage that I used to like, and I've talked about that. Influencer you don't trust. Okay, there's not a particular influencer I don't trust. I don't trust influencers. They get paid by brands to talk about how amazing brands are, and that they just love this brand and they love that brand, and they get paid to say that. I just don't trust that. I trust the smaller brands or smaller influencers that will tell you what they think. You know, they're 100% honest with their opinions because they're not getting paid to say that. They just are. They like the brand that they happen to be using because they don't get paid to tell you that. That tells you that. Secret tricks, number 11. Secret tips or product applications you don't show while on camera. My brows. I don't have brows at all. There's no brow hairs there. I draw them on, and I have a video about that, and I've kind of tweaked it a little bit, and I haven't like updated that. Jackie Megiddo actually showed me how to put my brows on, and I've actually tweaked it since then. She showed me how to like do like stencils with concealer, and I don't do that anymore. I actually use my Benefit pencil, and I actually kind of make my own little stencil, and then I cut out with concealer. So I've kind of done that now since then. Number 12, have you ever showed one product but we're actually using another? No, but I have wrote the title wrong. I had my Natasha Denona. I think I had, which one was that? It was one of the palettes, and I actually wrote the name of one in the title, and it was actually something else, and somebody actually called me out on it, and I didn't even realize I did it. I think it was the Tropic palette, and I wrote that it was like Sunrise or something like that, and I was like, oh crap. So I went back and I changed it, but other than that, no, I've never done that. Number 13, have you ever not disclosed a sponsorship? No, because I've never had a sponsorship. That's an easy one. Number 14, have you ever had a bad interaction with a brand? No, because I've never had that happen yet. So I've never had a brand that, that I've worked with, so never had that happen. Number 15, have you ever bandwagon with other people's thoughts on a particular product? Huh? Have you ever bandwagon with other people's thoughts on a particular product? Have you ever like jumped on somebody's? No. I mean, kinda, I guess, because like I've ever for instance, Allie Dawson. I love Allie Dawson. So yeah, I guess I have. So Allie has like, that's how I found ColourPop. That's how I found so yeah, I have. Allie Dawson's talked about like ColourPop and Alter Ego. So because of her excitement about products, I should do a video. Allie made me buy it and bling brushes and Paige Corin. Because of those two, I have jumped on that bandwagon for those brands, and then I fell in love with those brands because of their recommendations. Glamlight. So yeah, I have, because of that. And I fell in love with those brands because of that. If I wouldn't have watched those videos from them, I would never have known about those. And then the last question is, things other creators do that get on your nerves. Things other creators do that get on your nerves. Oh, and I forgot number 10. I'll get back to that one. Things other creators do that get on your nerves. I know things that I do that get on my nerves, and that's I talk too much. And I make my videos too long. And that's because my editor on my computer shuts down as I'm trying to edit videos. And I can't speed up, I can't cut out. I used to be able to, and now I can't because it won't let me. I'm trying to figure out a way to do it, but my computer keeps shutting down on me. And it's just my software, or my processor is so old. It's 7 years old, and it won't let me do anything with it. And I'm trying to get a new computer, but it won't be until Christmas, probably. But it's giving me a fit. So I'm trying to get better with it, but I'm having a hell of a time. And that is the thing that I do that gets on my nerves. Other people, the thing they do to get on my nerves is they will literally, like I said earlier, will talk about products without using them, or they will go on and on about how amazing products are because they're getting paid to do it. And I just do not agree with that. They don't give honest opinions, and I don't agree with that. And that brings me back to number 9 with influencers you don't trust. And I skipped over number 10 because I was looking down below it. Influencer you trust the most. I trust my friends more than anyone because I trust them. But if I had to pick, I don't want to choose between my friends. So if I pick one influencer I trust the most, that's going to be Allie Dawson. Because Allie Dawson will give you her honest opinion because she does not care what people think. She always has. She didn't even take anyone's PR for the longest time because she got burnt so much in the beginning of doing PR. So she recently just started getting PR. And she gives her honest opinion. And if it means not getting PR again, she doesn't care. That's what I love about Allie Dawson. So if you guys have not checked Allie Dawson out, go check her out because you're going to love her. And if you don't, then you don't. But I love her because she gives her honest opinion about everything. She does call them reviews instead of first impressions. And I did that in the beginning too, because I didn't realize until my friend Marissa said it, that you really can't give a review till you've used a product a few times. So it should be called first impressions. And I start changing the titles of mine to first impressions. But I love her because she does give her honest opinion about things. And that's what it should be. You know, you should really be giving your honest opinion regardless of what somebody's paying you to say or do, because you should not get paid to say yes 100% of the time because it's not real. And as YouTubers representing brands, it should be honest because we're trying to sell a product. And if you're not selling it right, then how can we honestly sell that product? You know what I mean? Like, I represent Earthly Wellness and I represent Moji Life, but I only represent the ones that I use. I'm not going to represent, like, if you want to buy other products in those lines, I can't give you my honest opinion about the ones I haven't tried. And I tell you that. Like, somebody will say, you know, what do you think? Like, what do you think about, like, I use the women's health, but I can't tell you about the men's health except what I read. And that's what I'll tell you. This is what it says, but I can't tell you what it does if I don't use it, right? Same thing. If somebody asks me about, I'll tell you about like the Moda brushes I use or the Sigma brushes I use or the bling brushes I use, but I can't tell you about the ones I haven't used. So I can't give you an honest opinion about things I don't use. but I can give you an honest opinion about the ones I do use. Like, I might have a brush here that I have that I don't like, and I will tell you, okay, I don't like this one very much, or, you know, a blender I don't like, or, you know, an eyeshadow palette I don't like, or whatever, and I'm going to tell you that. So if you are a brand out there and you're looking for someone to send PR to, I'll be happy to take that PR. I would love to take your PR, but just know I will give my honest opinion. So if you're not looking for an honest opinion, then don't send it to me, because I will give it all the time, forever. That's just the way I am. Take it or leave it. Anyway, if you guys want to do this tag, like I said, it is called Influencers I Don't Trust, Brands I Don't Support, the Truthful YouTuber Tag. Feel free to do it. I'm not going to tag anybody because I know it's hard to keep up with tags, but if you want to do it, it's fun, it's easy, it's simple, and look, we have a 16-minute video, and I did that. Anyway, guys, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thanks for all your love and support. I truly appreciate it. If you're here and this is your first time, consider subscribing. Hit the bell notification so you know when I upload again. And what I always say in my videos, take care of each other, be good to each other, be good to yourself, stay safe, and come back and see me. Bye, guys.